The most foolish behavior is to think of benefits in your heart but still try to talk about morality in the end. You will lose face and suffer. Your life will not be tired. Be simple, be a little realistic, be a little direct, be a little cold, and you will be much happier. The greatest foolishness in life is to have a kind heart for people who do not deserve it. What I say is not easy to accept, so remember to watch until the end to master the ancient education. Dear everyone, flattering people is not as good as flattering dogs. Remember this well. In psychology, there is a term called the little law. When applied to a relationship, it means that if you are only one-sidedly nice to someone, not only will you not receive gratitude from them, but they will also consider it normal. Even demand no limits, increasingly increasing the exploitation of your giving. Writer San Mao in the book Straw Man Diary recorded such an event during her time studying abroad in France. Before leaving, her family constantly reminded her to be patient and take care when going out. Care about people around. Put yourself in the shoes of others to think that it's okay to suffer a little loss. San Mao remembers her parents' advice to treat everyone in a friendly and gentle manner, often proactively helps her roommates clean up and even make the bed and blanket. However, the roommates are not as grateful as San Mao imagined. On the contrary, they take advantage of her kindness to order her to do dirty and tiring work, facing the increasingly unreasonable demands of the members in the room. San Mao always gives in and tries to satisfy them, but can such sacrifice be exchanged for sincere feelings? The answer is no. During a room inspection, San Mao, the person who always follows the rules, was misunderstood by the principal, but not a single roommate stood up for her, even mocked her. San Mao realized that not all kindness can be exchanged for true feelings, and in the end she chose to leave the dormitory. When you are too kind to someone, they will not consider you anything. If you treat them a little worse, they will still consider you like garlic. It is the strange nature of human beings. Around us there are many people who know how to observe and recognize. Many people praise them for having high IQ. Knowing how to observe and recognize is not a bad thing, but being overly concerned about other people's feelings is flattery. That is the hot, flattering personality that we often talk about. Talking about the hot, flattering personality, many people do not feel strange in social communication. We all have a hot, flattering part in us. I have a colleague who is called by the whole company as the person with the highest IQ. He has never argued with anyone. He knows clearly that helping colleagues completing work will make him tired and have to suffer, but to be loved by everyone, he stayed up late working overtime to help colleagues complete work. In communicating with friends, being patient only makes himself gradually lose his ego and even become weaker and weaker. His flattery has no principles, no limits, making himself miserable to please others. This misery is just a way to convey a message: I treat you so well. Can you treat me a little better in return? That's what flatterers want to show off, but they are afraid to say it. They never dare to ask others, but they never refuse other people's requests. These people try their best to flatter others, try their best to show off their desire to be loved by others, but the indifference of others pushes them into the abyss. People with the flattering personality are afraid of conflict with others. They don't dare to express their true thoughts. They don't dare to convey negative emotions. Gradually, they live more and more fake lives, and they become more and more worthless. Because they are afraid of not being loved by others, they always observe other people's expressions, discover other people's needs, immediately find ways to meet them, and are afraid of being hated by others, whether it is reasonable or not. To integrate into the community, you are not allowed to have conflicts, even if you have to wear down your edges. Remember that the more you try to please others, the cheaper you become, the more self-conscious you become, and the more you don't being valued by others. Pleasing others is self-harming and is also the biggest violation of your self-worth and your life. How to change your personality. Pleasing others let me down the whole world. Not letting the world down. This is a famous quote by Cao Cao. Study him. Many people look down on this quote. I dare not agree with. I tell you, successful people all have this mentality. When you do not hate this quote, your opportunity will come. People with a personality pleasing others always think that I have to do something for others to like me. I have to lose something to be able to make others like me. Bad. Being loved by others is not the purpose of your life. On the contrary, the purpose of life is to recognize and love yourself. But this person always plays the role of peace messenger, maintaining harmony. Even when there is conflict, they think that they should apologize and not the other person's fault. You need to understand that even if there is conflict with others, even if you are abandoned by others, even if you do not meet the needs of others, you do not lose your life. Instead of always giving up your self-esteem to please others, be confident to please yourself. Life is to do the things you love. People who do not know how to respect themselves will never receive respect from others. People who do not know how to love themselves will not receive love from others. People who try to please others can only live a lowly life, like an orphan living under someone else's roof. Instead of constantly pleasing others, show your personality so that others can please you. People who truly appreciate you, they appreciate your confidence and demeanor, not your false modesty. All troubles are caused by you. A student asked me why he is devoted to everyone, but these people not only do not appreciate but also do not respect him, even bully him. He said, "Teacher, why is it like that in this society? There are not a few people like that. Most of them are self-made people who take the fire for granted without any results not caused by themselves. Why do others not respect you? Because you are a person without principles. Others say good. You also say good things, others say bad things. You also say bad things. At first others may think you are easy to talk to, but over time they only see you as a fool. Many people misunderstand AQ. Always polite to everyone, not daring to offend anyone, showing a personality like Buddha. This is not tolerance, but no limit. At first others can say thank you, but over time even saying thank you becomes a waste. Really good people are definitely people who are clear about love and hate. Why do others not respect you? Because you do not know how to refuse anything that comes to you. You agree to anything, whatever others give you. You treat it as a treasure. Over time, others will treat you as a trash can. As long as there is trash, they will throw it at you because they dare not throw it elsewhere. In the bones of humans, there is always the existence of meanness. Why do others not respect you? because you do not know how to take advantage of the opportunity to express anger when you should be angry. You do not get angry when you should not get angry. You get angry at someone who is never angry. No one respects a person who gets angry every day. No one is afraid of it. Finding the right time, conditions, and circumstances to get angry so that everyone knows your boundaries is the sign of a good person. Tell me about a personal experience of mine. Think carefully. Actually, every time we meet for the first time, we should understand that people are not scary. But human nature is scary. People will respect you because they do not understand you and of course do not dare to do something dangerous. More than 10 years ago, when I was still working in the company, our department had a new manager the first day I met him. He was very respectful and nodded his head in greeting because he didn't know who I was then. This manager checked each person in our department, checked me who had an easygoing personality. He started criticizing me, even scolding me when checking other colleagues. He realized they were not easy to bully. And in front of the other colleague, this manager became like a dog. Once I was late and forgot to inform him in advance. He scolded me for a while, saying I didn't respect him, he didn't care about him. Because of this incident, I almost resigned, but other colleagues came. When they came or didn't come, he didn't even dare to say a word. Every time he asked if others were okay. Now I'm writing a book in my head. His disgusting image still appears after many years. I just understood that all the bad consequences were caused by me. From I understood that other people's attitudes towards you don't depend on them but on you yourself, because you are too kind. Always think for others, because you are easy to talk to. Endure everything without knowing how to refuse, because you always study badly. Can't be decisive. Kind. Need to have limits. Generosity also needs to have principles. Don't distinguish right from wrong. You only know how to do good for others, but hurt yourself so others can take advantage of you. Don't be a good person. There are no limits. Whatever others ask you, you agree. Whatever others want, you give. Any mistakes, you forgive. Any injuries, you accept. Even no matter how good a person is, they won't be able to control themselves from wanting to bully you. You have to understand that people are not scary, but human nature is scary. Just seeing you easy to talk to, others will constantly bother you. Seeing you easygoing, they will be more difficult with you. Seeing you don't refuse, they will try to demand more from you. When they get used to it, your submission, they will not stand your resistance. Get used to your concessions, they will not stand your rejection. People often bully the weak, fear the strong. If you have no spirit, they will bully you. If you get angry, they will not dare to bother you. If you speak firmly, they will find a way to please you. When others bully you for the first time, they are actually testing to see if you are easy to bully. If your actions show them you are easy to bully, they will continue to bully you. If your actions show them you are not easy to bully, they will not dare to bully you again, and they will choose to bully others. So it is not their fault that others often bully you, but your fault. You gradually teach them how to bully you. Be a good person with tricks. There is an old proverb that says good people are fooled by others, but heaven does not fool. Evil people are afraid of heaven, does not fear, meaning good people are fooled by others, but heaven will not fool them. An evil person everyone is afraid of, but heaven does not fear him. Of course, heaven will not fear the wicked, because the actions of the wicked actually have nothing to do with heaven. The great point of heaven is that it does not deceive good people, nor is it afraid of evil people. In fact, It teaches us that if you are too good, you will be deceived by others. And if you are an evil person, people will fear you, but will heaven punish the wicked? Does everyone forget that Lao Tzu once said that heaven and earth are inhumane and treat all things like grass and trash? That means heaven and earth treat all things like grass and trash. There is nothing to hate, but there is also nothing to pity. Heaven and earth are inherently indifferent. If there is love, it will also grow old, right? That is why there is a saying, heaven is weak and affectionate. Heaven is also old. Heaven is enjoying the serenity in heaven and does not care about small things. Evil people deceive good people on earth. Therefore, in the business world, some experienced people cheat each other to make their money. Heaven enjoys its serenity and no one cares about anyone. The Tao Te Ching teaches us that heaven and earth operate without using benevolence. Just let it be. That means the attitude of heaven and earth for human beings is to let it develop naturally. Has anyone noticed the fact that if heaven is really angry, both good and bad people will suffer fire like natural disasters? Earthquakes do not distinguish between good and bad people. So we must combine kindness with tactful behavior. Kindness without tactful behavior is ignorance. Living in this world without a little cunning. How do you deal with bad people? What you learn when you are young is to deal with good people. Don't just be a good person, become a bad person. Good on the outside, but good on the inside. When you appear bad in the eyes of those around you, usually the relationship will last longer, because the basic cause of all broken relationships is due to expectations leading to disappointment. You are too good to them, they will take it for granted. Now, if something is not to their liking, they will resent if at first you make them feel you are quite difficult. Lower their expectations, then suddenly you are a little nice to them. They will feel surprised. You may not stab yourself into others, but you have to have thorns. You can be kind, but you have to be sharp. I can invite you to a meal worth 200,000 or a drink wine worth 200,000 VND, but if you owe me 100,000, then you have to pay. That is the principle. If someone else orders you to buy water for them in a commanding tone, if you follow that water boy, it will not be valuable. They will think that whatever you do is natural. If you let them form that habit, every time you do not follow them will resent you. Other people's attitude towards you is all because of you. So the right method, what to do when they ask you to do something, don't do it until they don't expect you to buy water for them. You suddenly buy water for them, then water boy is valuable. A truly valuable contribution is not because you ask me to give it, but because I want it, so I give it. I can give it to you, but you cannot ask me to do something I voluntarily do for you. You will be grateful, but what you ask for, then I will do for you. You will feel I am weak. When you learn to refuse other people's requests in return, you will see others start to respect you. No one can please everyone. You don't need everyone to love you, just need the person who loves you to love you more, and the person who doesn't love you, then let them go. Never pretend to be a person. The most stupid behavior is when you think about benefits in your heart but still try to talk about morality. In the end you lose face and suffer the consequences. Clearly you don't know someone, but invite them to eat. Clearly just want to spend 2 dong, but still try to pretend to say you guys order whatever you like, then they order expensive things. In your heart you are angry at the class, clearly don't want to Go, but your mouth doesn't refuse to go. Then you can't stand those hypocritical people. Other people owe money. In your heart want to collect, but your mouth says no problem. Slowly say it and then scold that person for being untrustworthy. Aren't you tired? Be a little simple, be a little realistic, a little direct. See, be a little cold, a little. You will be much happier. The greatest folly in life is to give your kindness to people who do not deserve it.